TikTok, there is one question that I want to ask. Is it wrong for me to want to rest? And when I mean rest, to be laid to rest, to sleep until God comes. Like, this life is so unfair. I'm so tired of struggling, of life. My situation is so rough. No money, work, paycheck to paycheck, to be broke. Doing this by myself, living by myself. It's been going on for so long. Like, I just want to rest. I don't want to keep living this life. It's so cruel, it's so wrong. I'm tired of staying so broke. And I'm just so tired. Like, this life is not fair. But I am tired. You know, I mean, I wake up every day, gotta go to work, and I'm hurting. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Just to get a couple of bills paid and still have no money left over. You know, don't go on social media asking for money to help me out or nothing. But I feel like, is it wrong for me to say, hey, I'm so tired that I just want to sleep for the rest of my life? Lay down. Lay.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. It says the struggle continues. You have this Jake woman that's basically crying out to the camera and people instead of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, about the struggles that she's facing in this economy, which, hey, welcome to the party, man. All right, because you know what? This is kind of what we were going to in a video last night when the brothers and myself put out the sit down regarding surely oppression maketh the wise man mad and the gift destroyed the heart. Well, these people are destroyed now because Esau has allowed these people to run up debt, credit card debt. He's allowed them to live recklessly and to spend their finances on whatever. And now when the shit hits the fan, these people are literally getting ready to lose, man. And you see this woman, man, she's basically defeated because she's saying in a roundabout way, and it's pretty obvious that she wants to unalive herself because she's saying, is it wrong to want to rest? Meaning, is it wrong for me to want to die? Okay, because the common American now is totally suffering due to the draconian policies and the predatory policies that's being put in office by the Edomites, man. Okay, starting with your beloved Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, which this society was a shithole prior to then. But during the time of the pandemic, that's when Esau added insult to injury. Because you got to remember, once the pandemic came about, which was basically, it was really to hide a retail apocalypse and a collapse in plain sight. But not only that, the STEMIs and the PPP loans and, you know, the shared work leave programs that a lot of people was getting due to unemployment, you know, basically you had to pay for that because that added to the deficit, which in tandem, you're living in a credit-based system. So you're basically responsible for the deficit. So she's going into the rant about being paycheck to paycheck and not having any money, and she's doing it all herself. Well, you know what? Like I said earlier, welcome to the club, man. Because unfortunate as it is, hey, this is what you're dealing with. This is what happens when you put your faith in the devil. Okay, and you women, man, we've been telling you for the longest that things are getting ready to hit you hard, harder than anybody. because you are completely dependent and you're totally vulnerable to the system. Okay, tax season, which is like one of the worst times of the year, is tax season because everybody is galvanizing them to go themselves down to these H&R blocks, which H&R block, that shit is pretty much played out. Everybody does online shit now. But people are owing taxes at a record number because they constantly change the tax laws and they opt you into a higher tax bracket and they already deduct the bare minimum of taxes. So therefore, at the end of the year, you have to pay back a couple of hundred. Okay, and that was another way of subtly robbing you people of your resources, man, because the IRS and the people that write the tax laws are well aware to know that opting you into a system that's already predetermined, they know you're gonna have to pay them back at the end of the year, and they've bullied themselves into your lives to the point you're gonna pay them because you're afraid to not do so because of the jail time and the fines that it comes. So Esau has got you people right where he wants you to be, man. All right. So with that being said, hey, shit just gonna get worse because we all are feeling the squeeze. We all are struggling to some degree. You know, we all are feeling some type of way about this man's system. But the difference between us and you people is that we're gonna depend on your how about Shimmy how shy because ultimately we're gonna opt out of the system when push comes to shove. Which that shove is gonna be in the form of that microchip. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video and bring out a couple of precepts, and that'll be that.
Like just lay. And I know my kids, my grandkids, my parents, they would grieve. They would grieve. And people said, don't give up, don't give up. I've been wanting to give up. I've been wanting to stop living this life. Because I'm so tired. Man, when I say I'm tired.
And that's the average person. I mean, she's just more vocal with it, but regardless of it, man, hey, these people are through, man, because things ain't going the way that they anticipated. Pandemic have pretty much, this is basically the decade of depression because she's not the only one that feels this way. You know, you got all types of Edomites that was crashing out. Hell, you had farmers unaliving themselves prior to the pandemic because, you know, the high taxes, the high work rate, and they're not, you know, getting the return on the investment as they did before because being a farmer was very lucrative at the end of the season. But now farmers are unaliving themselves because they're losing their produce, they're losing their lands to the government, you know, they're being bought out. And China owns 95% of Babylon, so a lot of people are being bought out right now, man. And it ain't looking too good with high energy bills and, you know, rents are going up. Food is more expensive. Hell, a carton of eggs is running you damn near $10 now for the basic shit. So you people, man, you're getting ready to suffer greatly. And we all are getting ready to feel it, you know, like we feel it now. Hell, I feel it. You know, as far as, you know, with the taxes is concerned, because, I mean, you know, they're just part of it. Rent goes up, you know, but your income, it barely increases. You know, you may get a bump up here and there. You may have a decent job, but that ain't enough, man. Because if inflation going up 13, 14%, the job need to be giving you 25%, in which they can do. But, you know, these corporations are filled with greed, man. All right. So she's in the spirit of languishing, like it says here in the book of Isaiah, the 24th chapter. And it reads, I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 2. And it says, matter of fact, the whole chapter is really good. But matter of fact, let's start at 3. No, 4, Salakia. And it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, and the world languisheth and fadeth away, and the haughty people of the earth do languish. Okay, now when you go into the word languish, right, it goes into the word amal, right, which means to be weak, to droop, to languish, to be exhausted. And you heard what she was saying, right? She said she's tired, she's exhausted, she don't want to live anymore. Because people has gotten to the point, like, wait a minute, this whole American dream is all a fucking nightmare. You know, it's all bullshit at the end of the day. It ain't no goddamn dream. You know, maybe a dream to the elites because the 1% harbors everything. But the 99% reaps the negative effects of being in a credit-based system. Okay, which rents are going to continue to go up. Like what Trump said. He said, "Oh, the first day, I'm gonna curb inflation and we're gonna bring gas prices down." Nigga, shit went up. Rent has been stagnant for the last 8, 9 months, maybe a year. Because they may have come down slightly by a couple of bucks, but if rent flats out at $1,400, $1,500 a month, that ain't too much of a downtrod, so to speak. That's pretty. That's called a flat market. It's pretty straight. Meaning that it ain't increasing, but it ain't decreasing either, because people are used to $800-$900 rents, $750 rents, $800, which technically that's about a good price to pay for a place to stay. $700, $800. You got a luxury apartment, maybe $850. I remember back in Kansas City a couple years ago, a luxury apartment was running you about $900, man. I'm talking about for the high end shit. But even then, you wasn't making a lot of money, so it still seems out of reach. But now things are just ridiculous, man. Because I was looking online, and one chick mentioned, she was like, well, her rent jumped up to like $6,000. Mortgage or some shit jumped up to like 6 bands. I'm like, what kind of freaking house you live in to be paying $6,000 a month for a mortgage? I'm like, hell, rich people ain't even really paying that for real. Not, at least not to my knowledge, but $6,000 a month. That's utterly ridiculous. And in some cases, people's rent then jumped up 50%. Motherfucker paying $800, they shit jumped up to $2,000, man. And people had to move. They was giving eviction letters, and that's the world we live in, because you have the devil, Esau, which is he's the devil. He's putting the squeeze on people because he's gonna push you people to the point that you're gonna have to opt into the system. Okay, you're not at your breaking point yet, so he's gonna continue to push further until you're at your breaking point. But it says here, the earth mourneth and faded away, and the world languished and faded away, and the haughty people of the earth do languish. So we have people are in a languishing spirit. Okay, they're through. They have no semblance of hope anymore. They hope is dimming down. They don't have faith in their jobs. People are walking off the job because they have what they call work burnout, which people are literally burnt out. Like I had to partake in a training yesterday regarding it was basically based on how to self-care in a time of crisis. And I was just sitting back and I was just kind of laughing in the spirit, because I'm like, these people are through. Okay, because they have no certainty as to what this administration is going to bring. And most of them were liberals and woke people any goddamn way. So they are already afraid as to what's going on, because they can't go and they can't do all that degenerate shit no more. So people are afraid, man, because this guy Trump, man, he's literally shaking up the world. Hence, he wants to put more tariffs on China, Canada. He's totally making enemies of everybody, man, and even Russia now, because now find out that Ukraine and Russia, which Russia pretty much they invaded Ukraine because they understood that there was a lot of corruption going on in Ukraine, and Ukraine was secretly dealing with the West. But now Trump wants to intervene with that, which is going to piss Putin off. Okay, because the reason why NATO wanted to, I think they denied Ukraine to be part of their conglomerate, is because that was basically World War III. But at the same time, there was all types of corruptions and scandals and biolabs being set up. And Russia, like, look, we're not going to have that. We're not going to have you to set up a military base or any type of bioweapons that's close to our land, because technically Ukraine and Russia, they're the same people. So this man is really making enemies. But it says the earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and the curse is going to be this destruction. And it says, and they that dwell therein are desolate, and therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right, because we know that this place is going to be ultimately destroyed by ICBM missile fire. All right, and it says here, it says, the new wine mourneth, and the vine language, and all the merry hearted do sigh. All right, and sigh is pretty much the same thing as languishing. All right, because when you go into the merry hearted, which just goes into Shema, which means joyful, merry, glad, joyful, showing. Prior to the pandemic, I mean, people was complaining about rents going up because the dollar was being devalued by the second anyway. But people, they had coins to stretch. People was used to Dollar Taco Tuesday, and at that time rents were climbing up slowly, but they were still affordable at that time to some degree. People was partying like it was 1999. But hey, when 2020 hit, that shit changed, man. Movie theaters were closed. They was delaying movies for 2 years. Like we went through a hell of a time, man. But y'all ain't seen nothing yet because this time is gonna be real bloodshed. But it says here, the mirth of the tabrets do ceaseth, and the noise of them that rejoiceth ended, and the joy of the heart ceaseth. And it says, and they should not drink wine with a song, and strong drink should be bitter to them that drink it. And the scriptures say, give them strong drink that's willing to perish. So she's at the point she's ready to end it. She's like, fuck this shit, man. I don't want to deal with it no more, man. And in many cases, you can feel it because it's just like, okay, why am I working, getting paid fake wages just to make somebody else rich? And on top of that, what I'm paying into, I'm not returning on my investment. Here I'm paying taxes out of my paycheck every goddamn week. And at the end of the year, I still owe, and they're going up on taxes. And the more money I make, the more I'm taxed. And I still owe at the end of the year. So it's kind of like, okay, what's the whole fucking point? Because what the elite's done, they have drummed into you people's minds that they need you to be working class. They need you to be goyim. Okay, they drummed into your mind that you have to work. You must work in order to sustain a probable life. So they've basically implemented a Federal Reserve, okay, and they implemented what they call a fucking dollar, which goes into measurement to dupe you people and basically putting a fake dream in front of you that was unattainable since day one, to at least the masses, to put you people in a state of confusion, derision. Because it's all witchcraft, man. Because the average person, if I work hard, I get rich, I get a house, get a car, get married, have some children, and I can retire on somewhat of a decent salary, which is nuts, man. Okay, that's fucking insane. Working 40, 50, $60, hours a week just to pay some rent or some mortgage that you would never be able to get from under. And then on top of that, you got all types of debts, credit card debt. Yahweh forbid you got to pay child support. You would never be on from under this fucking devil's thumb, man. Never. All right. So the best hope is to the Lord to destroy this place. But it says they should not drink wine with a song, and strong drink should be bitter to them that drink it. And the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. But there is a crying for wine in the streets, and all the joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone. All right. And this is what we're getting ready to see. This is why a lot of these Edomites are getting ready to crash out, because the whole Social Security, when Trump basically cut billions of dollars to these particular federal programs, people don't know how they're going to make ends meet. Farmers are losing. It's going to get bad, man. It's already bad, but it's looking to get worse. All right. So, matter of fact, let me look this up. Captive. And I'm going to play the rest of the video. And that'll be that.
I'm exhausted, tired. Okay? I'm exhausted, tired. So, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Because I'm tired of this life. I'm tired of keep pushing. Nothing's changing. Can't even get extra money to do nothing. Nothing for my grandkids. Nothing for myself. Get a house and a car. And then I get a job and get hired on. And then I gotta wait 3 weeks to get paid. And I don't have no money. So how I'm gonna make it to work? Door dashing. I am, but it's taking all my little gas that I have. So it's like whatever I make is going back into my car.
These people are through, man. All right, that's the rat race, man. It's like literally a revolving door. This system is not set up for the common person to get ahead, man. Okay, it's a game. It's rigged. It's like a monopoly. The game is rigged. It's no coincidence that you get out of one debt, then you end up in another debt. Then a lot of it just comes to faulty decision making too. Because honestly speaking, some things you can avoid, Like prime example, if you just ain't out here reckless and sticking and moving with chicks, you ain't gotta worry about the child support shit. If you don't have a kid, for one thing, if you don't have a kid in this system, you are already winning. You know what I'm saying? Because be honest with you, taking care of children, which children are a beautiful thing, but when you have to take care of children and then you have a child mother that's not in tandem with you in your spirit, that just makes it all the worse because that's when the problem begins. Because when she puts you in the system, it's not impossible to get out, but it's damn near impossible to get out if you don't know the maneuverability around it, you know. But as a person that understands the system to some degree, and they know how to live within their means and not rack up a ton of credit card debt, you know, and keep, you know, a decent amount of income, then you know you'll be all right. You won't have to falter for real. But even then, something comes along that deters you, you know, which is the curses. You know, a lot of it is just really about wise decision making. And a lot of people, they don't make smart decisions. Like me now, I understand certain shit. I'm not going to go out and take out a bunch of credit cards and max them out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do certain shit. But like, even then with the tax system, that's something that you can't control because none of us really understand how the tax laws work. So by default, you just have the employer to deduct zero, which you should get a return at the end of the year or at least break even. But they've gotten it to the point that they're deducting zero, but you still got to go in and opt for them to take more out of your paycheck just so you don't owe at the end of the year. And then that puts you in a bind because now you're struggling to make your other bills because you need all the money you can get in this economy. So it's a lose-lose situation, bro. It's fucking lose-lose, man. And honestly speaking, I'm surprised people ain't overthrow this government yet. But once again, when you got a bunch of stupid people, then, you know, it makes sense as to why Esau was able to get away with as much as they gotten away with. All right. So anyway, let's go here to the book of Proverbs. Because hey, in many ways, I understand the pain. Shit, I mean, you know, it's unfortunate, but then again, you idiots, you believed in this freaking system, so you reap what you sow. You know, and you don't want to see it destroyed. You want this place to continue to go on. You know, but this is the book of Proverbs 29, and I'm gonna start at verses 2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn." Okay, and she's clearly mourning. She wants to unalive herself. Okay, so that's a sign of despair and defeat. And the average person feels like this in America, even if they don't let on. And you women, shit, you definitely are getting ready to hit rock bottom. You're getting ready to jump out the window head first. So hey, keep on, man. Keep on keeping on. Hold on. Isaiah 57. I just had this precept pulled up. Why the hell? Captive pit. 51:14. Con. This is the book of Isaiah 51. And I'm gonna start at verses let's start at verses 11. It says, "Therefore the redeemed of Yahweh should return," and that's talking about the elect. All right, it says should return and come with singing into Zion, and everlasting joy should be upon their head. Because once we get delivered out of this place, we ain't gonna never have to go through this shit again. Like the scriptures goes into this place being a bad dream. Okay, the scriptures say that one day in the Lord's courts is better than 1,000 on this side. So you may have had times when you didn't completely lost your mind with excitement, but one day in the Lord's course is going to be like, wow. Because just imagine waking up in the morning with no curses on you. You know, just imagine waking up in the morning and there's nobody to oppress you. Just imagine waking up in the morning, you have your own vineyard, you have your own attorney, you have your own palace, you have everything you got, you own. You are in complete authority, you are in complete rulership. You have nobody that's come banging on your door, putting a fucking eviction notice on there, trying to possess your car. We're going to be in complete safety. But on this side, you're constantly on edge. You're constantly paranoid. You constantly have anxiety, you know, because once you have 2 or 3 good days in America and ain't shit hitting your doorstep yet, you start to get scared, man. You're like, wait a minute, shit get too good. You're like, wait a minute, the car running right. You know, you feel good in the body. You know, bills are paid on time. All of a sudden, you got to go outside and you looking over your shoulder because you know something's getting ready to happen. And all of a sudden, the damn fucking roof caves in on you, literally. When you get some bullshit in the mail from 16 years ago saying that you owe $1 million debt for something you can. What the fuck? You know, there's no escaping it, bro. Especially if you one of us. It's no escaping it. You know, or you doing good, you know what I'm saying? You vibing with your child's mama, you know, you good, and all of a sudden a demon hops on this bitch, and all of a sudden you get a goddamn letter in the mail saying you owe child support. When y'all just on good time, like, bitch, I'm taking care of my kids. I get my kid every weekend. I'm paying, you know, the kid don't want for nothing. But when things are too good, then that's when bam, shit take a turn for the left, man. So we really have no rest here. That's why, bro, you can never get too comfortable, man. Okay, you just enjoy little pockets of wins here, but other than that, you don't get too comfortable. You know, you pull out the Ferrari. Hey, you better believe, man, you better watch your back, bro. Because then, you know, if that a nigga trying to kill you or a cop trying to lock you up, it's no winning, bro. But it says here, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head, and they shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. So this is getting ready to be a thing of the past, man. Okay, we're not going to catch no Israelite in the kingdom in mourning and sorrow. Okay, it's not going to happen.
Gosh, this world is so cruel, yo.
God damn, that Edomite thick as fuck with that black dress. Salakia, but good God. We gonna get the heathens and we gonna get their damn women too. We gonna take them, you know, because we gonna possess them. That's part of the spoils, you know.
You should never keep getting punished for something you did 20 years ago. But the way this society is, that's just how it is. I can't catch a break. I can't even get ahead. I've been wanting to lay down and sleep for the rest of my life. I've been wanting to lay down.
And she's through. She's through. Yeah, I don't know this lady's story, but some people you can tell that they genuinely try, you know. So I don't know her story, so I'm not gonna cast shade on it, but it is what it is. But some people genuinely are out here trying and they can't make it, bro. And that's really sad. It's really unfortunate.
Like, literally, I've been wanting to lay down and quit this. Trying to scrape money for rent, for bills, for this car. Gosh. This is breaking me. I can't be strong all the time.
Where's your husband at? See? The women got that independent, I'm do bad by myself, then you end up like this. I'm not saying that's our story, but it's typical among our women. Among these women in America, period, in the West, period.
Financially, I'm broken. Think positive. Say positive things. You know, meditate. It might happen for others, but it's not happening for me. It's not happening for me. It's not. So, I was just asking the question, am I wrong?
Nah, technically you're not wrong. Sure. Well, actually in the right spirit to want to get up out of this fucking place. But, you know, scripture say, seek not death in the era of thy life. So you be off if you did that. But how you feel, technically, you know, you're not off. Shit, we all feel like fuck that shit, you know? But not to the point that I'm getting ready to crash out on myself. And then, ain't nothing that damn deep to the point you want to crash out on yourself. That's just a defeated and a weak spirit and really is a demon, you know? So
To be want to just rest, because I'm like, God, I'm a girl tired. A girl is tired. Just take me home. This life is beating my tail. It's beating me. It's beating me. It might be selfish, but a person that's by themselves all the time, a person that works, it works so hard, it can't bring enough money in to pay everything. I can't even save no money. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
That's getting ready to be all these people here in a second. All these people are getting ready to feel like this. That's why the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times, man. These people ain't got it. 12. And it says, I, even I, am he that comfort you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that should die, and the son of man which should be made as grass? Right. Because people, they fear Esau, but even within our trials and tribulations and our afflictions, we find comfort, because like I was kind of pissed off about something yesterday, and I was just at the point, I'm like, you know what, I don't even care. It is what it is. Like, I could see the end in sight, so I'm like, I don't even care. It is what it is. Like, I'm at the point now, do what the fuck y'all want to do. I don't even care, because you ain't gonna win anyway, and we can't win in this kingdom. And once you get in your mind that you're not gonna win here, then you're able to deal with it a little bit better. You see, but it says, and forgettest the Lord thy maker, that have stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, that has feared continually every day because of the fear of the oppressor, as if he was ready to destroy. And who's the oppressor? This devil. It says, and where's the fury of the oppressor? Because the Lord is going to take his ass out, man. Okay, the Most High is getting ready to take this devil out, man. Just a matter of time. I mean, he's accelerating to destruction head first. This man is literally committing suicide on a spiritual and a physical level. He's through, and we getting ready to see this shit play out. 14, it says, the captive exile hastened that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in a pit, and that his bread should not fail. Yeah, and that's the spirit we in. We pray all the time the Lord to get us up out of here, because if we don't get up out of here, eventually we will come to ruin. I mean, of course, the Lord will sustain us, of course. He will sustain us, no doubt about that. But eventually, shit will come to ruin. Everybody will be desolate. This is why America has like one of the highest homeless populations, to be supposed the richest country in the world. That shit is crazy, man. All right.
But I will never understand. Never understand. So, I just wanted to know, am I wrong to want to be laid to rest? Am I wrong? Because I'm really tired of living this type of life? I just want to know. I just want to know. If anybody want to comment, that's fine. Any nasty comments, it don't matter to me. I ain't gonna get mad. People gonna say what they want to say anyway. Say what's on their mind anyway. Whether it's disrespectful, nasty, encouraging, whatever it may be. I said comment. Am I wrong? But it is what it is. Maybe it'll happen soon. Well, maybe I have to just keep suffering. Yeah, that's how that is.
Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12. See not death in the era of your life, and pour not upon yourselves destruction with the work of your own hands. On the physical level, mainly, and on a mental level, I mean, it's kind of hard to think positive when shit don't ever go right. But at the same time, the mind is the strongest organ you got in your body, strongest tool. So you have to overcome it, because your thinking could lead to negative reactions, man. To the point you will bring judgment upon yourself because you have such negative thinking. That's why you have to, I try to tell brothers all the time, man, just try to be in a better spirit. Because sometimes when you get in that spirit of complacency and despair, that's all Satan needs to tear you apart. And before you know it, you'd have been crashed out. But it's easier said than done because, I mean, shit. You know, I got my moments when I feel like fucking people. I mean, I feel like fucking people up all the time, man. But, you know, I got my moments and sometimes I feel like I can contain it better. Sometimes I feel like it's a little struggle for me. So I have to be away from people because somebody say the wrong thing. You know, I may just fucking snap because this society would do it to you. So you just got to be able to control that spirit and pray. All right. Sirach 4:1, it says, my son, defraud not the poor of his living and make not a needy eyes to wait long. Okay. And Esau is totally defrauded. He's defrauding his own people. So how much more our people? It says, make not a hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. Yeah. And when you constantly putting debt on people and poking at people and taking shit away from them and raising their rents and taking away their job, people are going to fucking snap, man. And that's what he wants. He wants people to really go the fuck off to the point you Edomites are getting ready to be chased out of the earth, man. Especially with the small hat. Hey, really, the small hat is responsible for all this shit. You Amalekites, you're the problem. You know, even though the common Edomite, they ain't nothing but dusties, man. You know, of course they contribute to the affliction, but hey, they niggas just like Jake. They trying to, you got regular crackers, even though Esau is well off than Jake. You know, but the ones that live around you, they trying to figure this shit out too. You know, but it says, make not a hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress, and add not more trouble to a heart that is vexed, and defer not to give him that is in need. It says, reject not the supplication of the afflicted, and neither turn away the face from the poor man, and turn not away thy eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. And Esau, you being cursed. Okay, you're being cursed by the entire, even the animal, the nature is cursing you, man. This man has a lot to pay for. And it says, for if he cursed thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer should be heard of him that made him, man. You know? So, hey, brothers, just sit tight. Continue to have faith, man. We ain't got too much longer to go, all right? We ain't going to be like Alazar, where we could be here another 1,000 years. You know, no, we not thinking like that, bro, okay? We're not thinking like that. We're hoping and we're hastening that the Most High comes any day now, all right? Because enough is enough. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. Lord's will you will edify into the next lesson. Shalom and Kwam Yasharallah.